Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're still watching Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. And now to our interview with the guest of the day. I am joined by the governorship candidate of the Labour Party in Enugu State, Edeogah, and member-elect Honorable Mark Chidi Obeta, representing Nsukka Igwe's South Federal Constituency. Gentlemen, welcome to Politics Tonight, and thank you for joining us in the studio.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Now, let me start with you, Honorable Edeogah. It's been a month since our last conversation. Let's start with politics in Enugu State. How will you describe the situation of things now?
Thank you for having me. The situation of things in Enugu right now, politically, one can say that the people, the voters, the electorate, are still in a state of suspended animation. They realize that the outcome or what INEC announced with regards to the governorship election was not what they intended, was not what they voted. The outcome was not in tandem with the votes that were cast. It is not in tandem with the wishes, the expectations of the people of Enugu State expressed in the votes that were cast initially for LP. In the House of Assembly, LP has 14 members now out of 24 members in the House of Assembly. In the National Assembly, LP has 7 members out of 8. In the senatorial election, in the Senate now, soon to be inaugurated, LP has 2 members out of 3. It expresses, that outcome expresses clearly the voting preference of the people of Enugu State. Unfortunately, for reasons which are now unfolding, the vote that were cast for LP with regards to the governorship position was clearly aborted by a combination of INEC in Enugu especially, and then the PDP working together to abort the dreams of our people for a change, complete change in the electoral situation in Enugu State, complete change in the political situation in Enugu State. So right now there's gloom in Enugu State. It's true that people are making mechanical gestures with regards to inauguration and all those ceremonies, which should really be the outcome of a popular acclamation or joyful, the beginning of a joyful thing or the end of a joyful thing. So in Enugu State right now, there's gloom and unhappiness and a sense that what we wanted or what we want is yet to come, is on the way. So there's a combination of dismay and gloom and also hope. It's that hope that makes people troop out en masse the other day to the tribunal to watch the commencement of the proceedings to reclaim our mandate, the mandate of the people of Enugu State.
All right, Honorable Edeogah and Honorable Obeta, I would kindly urge that in the course of this interview, I would kindly urge us to, stay away from accusations or allegations that have not been substantiated or calling of names. So let me come to you, Honorable Obeta. First, congratulations on your victory at the poll. You're a member-elect. How would you describe the outcome of the election?
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you, viewers, for having us tonight. The outcome of the election was the will of the people. The people of Enugu State over the years have suffered for so long, and they wanted genuine change, and that's why they voted for Labour Party all the way. I'm from Enugu North Senatorial Zone, and in Enugu North Senatorial Zone we won all seats at the presidential election. We won the senatorial seats and 3 House of Rep members from that zone. Generally, people are happy, but we needed just one more, which people voted overwhelmingly for Edeogah because he represents that true change that we earnestly want to see in Enugu State. Edeogah has been around government, he has been in government, he has been to House of Reps in 1999, he has been chairman in 1997, chairman of issues of local government. He has done very well, meritoriously served the people very well. And that's why everybody is asking for him to come and lead us in the state.
All right, so, I know we've had several conversations after the election, and you've consistently said you won. you won. So, but many people expected the Labour Party to actually win Enugu State and other Southeast states in the governorship election. But looking back at the dynamics, all of the dynamics that played out during the election, what would you say went wrong?
I don't know how I'm going to answer the question without skirting the grounds of accusation or making statements. You know, but in law, you say that matter speaks for itself. And generally, you know, especially with regard to the Southeast, with regards to the fact that PDP, for no good reason at all, denied the Southeast the presidential slot that was meant logically for the Southeast at this point in time. The fact of the emergence of P2B as a flag bearer of a Labour Party. P2B is an immensely beloved son of Nigeria, and especially of the Southeast. The fact of the non-performance of the PDP, which is ongoing, in the sense that it was because of non-performance that PDP was voted out for APC to replace it. And at the state level and in other states, the people of the Southeast have continuously expressed their dissatisfaction with the PDP. So the PDP no longer exists in a Borno state. It's been wiped out a long time ago in Anambra State. In Imo State, it's not there again. So in Abia, it was voted out to popular acclaim in Abia. Then Enugu State was just where people were hanging on. Not really because there were any reason why they should keep on being in PDP, except that it served their personal interests. Because we are there for ideology, or for performance, or for group interest. At the point where PDP denied the Southeast the presidential ticket, the reason the entry of its being was dismantled. Because PDP came essentially for national cohesion. That was why Alex Ekweme formed the PDP after the June 12 debacle, where there was need now to build parties that was all-inclusive. So the international presidency and inclusiveness was at the heart of the founding of PDP. And I am a founding member of PDP. So when the presidency went to the southwest, Obasanjo, went to the next, Edeogah, came down to the south, Goodluck, went back to the north, via the outgoing president of Nigeria, Buhari, General Buhari retired. Logic dictated that he should go to the south of Nigeria. And APC responded to that logic. PDP, for reasons which you understand, where you have a mentality that it must mean, refused. So all well-meaning people, especially in the Southeast, their mind left PDP. So the elections in the Southeast, you must take cognizance of these things I have stated. The fact of the anger with PDP for denying the Southeast the presidential slot.
All right.
And the non-performance over the years of PDP, which led to its defeat in the 2015 election. And then the fact that in Igbo land, the folklore of the Igbo people, this philosophy is consistent with dynamism, change. So the mood for change in the Southeast was everywhere. So anywhere you see PDP win in this past election, that is where you ask what went wrong. It's anomalous, because there's no reason for the PDP to continue to exist in the Southeast.
Maybe the PDP
So it's against
harder.
that background that our victory, and combined with the efforts we did, with our personal resumes, the efforts we did, the campaigns we did, all over, we campaigned more than the PDP in Enugu State because of this election, all of us, because we were pushful for change, and PDP was mired in inertia and self-confidence based on the way we used to do it.
All right. So because you mentioned Peter Obi and given the voters' behavior in the last election, would it be right to say no Peter Obi, no Labour Party?
Nope. He's a strong... The Labour Party was there before Peter Obi came, but he reinvigorated it. He re-energized it. Yeah. So because you said he re-energized it, yeah,
so
re-energized
again,
it,
would
yes.
it be right to say no Peter Obi, no Labour Party?
No, I've said no.
Okay.
The Labour Party has been there before Obi entered But his entry reinvigorated it, the party. He re-energized it. And he brought a base, a substantial base, national base, and both national and sectoral, let us say sectoral, a national base and a homeland base that gave the LP an impetus he never had. So LP was there before P2B came, but his entry re-energized it.
All right. Let me come to you, Honorable Betta. I mean, the Labour Party performed excellently well in the presidential election, but below par at the governorship election. I know you're a Labour Party representative, so it should be fair for you to say the Labour Party was cheated. But then, would you honestly say perhaps PDP worked harder?
No, I don't want to agree that PDP worked harder. Labour Party actually worked very hard. In Lagos here, we have some House of Rep members, people that won, like in Oshodi, Etiosa. We have reps from those federal constituencies. We have reps from the South, from Edo and Delta. Like you said, you used the word that the Labour Party was cheated. Somehow, I believe Labour Party was cheated across board. But we worked very hard. Coming from where we started from, you should know that when P2P came, Labour Party gained traction. And that traction, we all worked to make sure that we won the elections. But as you can see, a lot of things went wrong. On the day of the election, I can remember that after voting, most of our agents reported that they could not upload the presidential results on the beavers. That was a big concern for everybody. And when we were making calls, we found out that it was nationwide. That problem was nationwide. Yeah.
All right, so, Honorable Edeogah, now the Enugu State Election Petitions Tribunal dismissed the ADP application seeking to stop the swearing-in of Governor-elect Peter Mba as lacking in merit. How would you react to that?
The fact is this: at a point in the unfolding history of Nigeria, at a point, sometime in the future,
Please go ahead.
Okay. So not too long from now, it will come to a general realization that there is no point swearing in persons whose elections are being contested. You create several psychological and legal and political challenges when you so do. So that is true. That suit was dismissed, but that suit also contains the seed of what is going to happen in the next few years. It just tested the waters. I was not part of those who instituted it, but I know that the sense that you are not going to swear somebody whose election is being challenged in is something that is going to happen very soon. It's also contained in the Waste report. The Waste recommended that maybe 6 months before the end of tenure, elections will hold, so that before the end of tenure, electoral challenges would have happened and been concluded with. You impose psychological challenges and legal challenges and logistics challenges on person who is challenging an election, and the person whose election is being challenged is sworn in. It needs something very strong to keep on going on. Meanwhile, it's part of the desperation, the sense that somebody will just collateralize the system or ambush the system or go somewhere and announce results and say, swear me in, let them go to court. You understand? It imputes desperation into the political process. So if you know that even if you manipulate yourself in and you are sworn in, you're not going to get in until the electoral challenge is resolved or challenges are resolved, then it will reduce the tendency to fight this, to do unholy things. So part of what we are going to do going forward to reduce the tensions that are generated by people who want to go in at all costs is to make sure that challenges are exhausted before people are sworn in. Initially, there was a fight, there was a worry about changing the time for assumption of office. But the P2B challenge in Anambra State has made it possible now that governors must not all go in at the same time. So I'm sure that in the next about maybe 8 years' time, or before then, Nigeria will come to the realization You don't need to swear anybody in whose elections are being challenged. It will reduce the tendency, the inclination to ambush the system. It will reduce the tendency to go in and begin to use resources of the state and the powers of the office that you're contending to do things in order to stabilize yourself. So yes, that seat was struck out. A similar one may also be struck out in Abuja, but that it just gives you a sense of where Nigeria is going, or where Nigeria ought to be if we really were responsive to the dangers or the obvious challenges that the systems show us every day. So we must be a people who are ready to respond to the challenges we have, respond to evident problems. Somebody just takes up the system, announces himself, maybe connives with some officers of the INEC, and you swear him in. What you do is encourage such brigandage and then give him time to stay in office 1 month, 2 or 3. Any time he stays in that office,
I know you've also vowed to reclaim your mandate in court. How far have you gone with that? And do you trust the tribunal to deliver judgments in your case?
Definitely. Definitely.
So how far have you gone with it?
What we have done is that we have filed all our petitions, all the things that we need to file. They have also replied. We have also replied. And the initial pre-trials meeting has held. I think another one will hold on 2nd of June. Thereafter, the proper trials will commence. So I'm confident that, because as far as I'm concerned, the matters that we have tendered, they speak for themselves. I don't want to go into the details of it or to prejudge anything, but I have the confidence. that the truth will prevail, justice will prevail. I have that supreme confidence that at a point in time in the journey to justice, as we ascend the ladder of justice, that God's will be done in our lives on this matter.
All right. Honorable Chidi Obeta, you're representing Nsukka Igboeze South Federal Constituency. What should the people of your constituency expect from you?
Oh, a lot. My people are predominantly agrarians. That means they are farmers. I'm going to give them quality representation. We're going to look at ways to promote agriculture in my constituency. Majorly, you see people that farm cassava. That's the major crop that they farm in my constituency. We're going to look at all the programs, all the schemes that we have with the CBN and Bank of Agric and see how we can bring them closer to our people and also encourage those back home. Another very important aspect of lawmaking and also representing our people is the issue of oversight, which you know. Whatever committee I find myself, I'll make sure that I deliver good oversight functions. And whatever that is due to our people, we'll definitely bring it back to them. We're looking at a lot of programs for our people. We're looking at empowering the youths. We have a lot of unemployed youths in my constituency. We're also looking at how to teach them a lot of skills. So we're going to be doing a lot of skill acquisition in the constituency, you know, amongst several things that we're going to bring back home.
All right.